guys, how you all doing? Hope you're doing great today. My name is Nancy Thompson and you're welcome to our online free class. Today I'm going to show you how to draft a perfect fitted sleeve. In drafting your sleeve, these are the measurements that you need to take. Please take this measurement accurately. Number one, elbow circumference. Number two, your wrist circumference. Number three, bicep circumference. Number four, sleeve length to wrist. Number five, sleeve length to elbow. Please take this measurement accurately. After you must have finished taking your measurement, get your drafting paper. The first thing that you need to take is from the edge of your paper, measure 7 inches. From the edge of your paper, measure 7 inches. Like so. Measure 7 inches and connect the lines. Measure from one edge of your paper. From one edge of your paper. Measure what you have at the other edge and divide your paper into two. Measure from one edge of your paper to the other edge and divide it into two. After dividing it into two, just mark a line across. Divide your paper into two and rule a straight line. On your paper, choose where you want to be the front and where you want to be the back. Here is my front and here is my back. In your paper, you will notice that there is a meeting point here. At this meeting point, we are going to label it point 0. Now we want to get our cap height. In getting my cap height, there is a formula I usually use to get my cap height. That formula is I measure my front arm size and my back arm size. Measure your front arm size and your back arm size, plus them together, minus 0.5. After you minus 0.5, whatever figure that is left, divide it by 3. For example, let me show you my drafted bodies. This is my drafted bodies. What I mean by your arm size is your front armhole. Measure your front armhole this way and measure your back armhole this way. Whatever figure you have, plus them together and minus 0.5. After you minus 0.5, divide it by 3. My front arm size is 8.75 and my back arm size is 7.75. If I add them up together, I'm going to have 16 for 8. I'm going to have 16 for 8. When I mean 16 for 8, I mean 16.05. That is what I'm going to have. Then 16 for 8, I'm going to remove half an inch. I'm going to remove 0.5. Then I will have 16. Then 16 divide by 3. I will have 5.3. Then from your point 0, mark upward. Your point 0, mark upward like this. Mark the figure you get. I have 5.3. So I'm marking 5.3 upward. Mark it upward like this. From your point 0, mark your figure, the figure you get, mark it upward like so. At that point, we will label it as point 1. Your cap height, label it as point 1. So this becomes our point 1. On my point 1, my front arm size is 8.75. So from point 1, I'm going to mark 8.75 like this. I'll do the same thing at the back. My back arm size is 7.75. So I'm going to mark my 7.75. From point 1, you're marking 7.75 this way. Mark it on your paper this way and connect the lines together. From point 1, connect to your front arm size, and from point 1, connect to your back arm size. Then the front arm size, label it point 2. The back arm size, label it point 3. From your point 1 to your point 2, measure it and mark the midpoint. I have 8.75. So I'm going to look for the midpoint, which is 4.3. So I'll mark the midpoint. After you must have finished marking the midpoint, come in on that point, come in by 0.5. Come in this way by 0.5 on the midpoint. Come in by 0.5 and just mark a line this way. Then at that midpoint, mark it point 4. This becomes your what? Your point 4. You're still going to do the same thing at the back arm size. Find the midpoint between 1 and 3. Find the midpoint 1 and 3. Mark the midpoint. And then on that midpoint, go out by 0.5. Go out this way, 0.5, and mark it like this. Then after marking it, you're going to connect. You're going to, from point 1, you're going to connect, draw a line from point 1 to point 4. Draw a line from point 1 to point 4 like this. It's not going to be a straight line. The line you're drawing is not going to be straight. Then from point 4, draw another line to point 2 like this. Okay? From point 1, draw a line to point 4. Then from point 4, draw another line to point 2. You're going to do the same thing for the back arm size. From point 1, connect to point 5. This becomes your point 5. Okay? So from point 1, connect to point 5 like this. From point 5, connect to point 3 like this. Okay? Please, when you're drafting your own pattern, please use a pencil. It's better to mark with a pencil and not a marker. I'm using a marker so that it can be visible. So when you are drafting yours, please try as much as possible not to use a marker. Okay, we've gotten our point. We've gotten our point 1, we've gotten our point 2, we've gotten our point 3, we have our point 4, we have our point 5. Okay, so next, what you're going to do, find the midpoint of 4 and 2. Find the midpoint of 4 and 2, and then mark the midpoint. Okay, on the midpoint, Go in by 3/8. Go in by 3/8. And then mark a line like this. I'm sure we know how to read our tape measure. Now this becomes your what? Point 6. I said find the midpoint of 4 and 2 and mark the midpoint. Then on the midpoint, go in by 3/8 and that becomes your point 6. This becomes our point 6. And find the midpoint of 1 and 4. Find the midpoint of 1 and 4. Find the midpoint of 1 and 4. Okay, mark the midpoint of 1 and 4. On that midpoint, go outward by 5/8. On the midpoint of 1 and 4, go outward by 4/8 and mark. Okay, whatever we did here, that's the same thing we are still going to do here at the back arm size. So find the midpoint of 0.5 and 0.1. The midpoint of 0.5 and 0.1. Find the midpoint and then mark. After marking the midpoint, go outward. Go outward like so and mark 5/8. Please go outward and mark 5/8. And then connect the line, and here becomes our 0.8, while here becomes our 0.7. Okay, then we are still looking for midpoint of 3 and 5. Mark the midpoint of 3 and 5. The midpoint of 3 and 5 and come inward by 3/8. Come inward by 3/8 and mark a line, and this becomes your 0.9. Now we have 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, we have 0.4, we have 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. It's very, very easy. Please, it's not that difficult. Just watch the video over and over. You'll get used to it. It's nothing difficult. Just find the midpoint of the lines. That's all. Now we are going to connect the lines, the points together. We're going to connect them together. Okay, so just take your curve ruler from point 1, connect to point 7 and then point 4. Except from point 1, connect to point 7 and then point 4. Like so. Okay, see the way I place my tape, then see the way I place my curve ruler. After that, turn it this way and then connect from point 4. Connect, just shift your tape, shift your curve ruler to get a better curve. Just place them very well to just have something better. Connect to point 4, point 6 and point 2 like this. Hope you're seeing what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get a better curve. Connect it this way. So we've connected our front arm size. Then let's do the back. From point 1, okay, connect to point 8. Then connect to point 8 and connect to point 5. From point 1, connect to point 8 and point 5 like this. Okay, then turn your curve this way and then connect from point 5. You connect to point 9 and point 3. I'm just trying to place my curve ruler very well so that I can get a perfect curve. So we can as well do the same. Please connect it. It's not something difficult. So I've connected the lines together. This is just how to connect the lines you've marked together. So the point enables you, the point helps you in getting a perfect curve. From your cap height, that's point 1, measure your sleeve length. Your sleeve length. Then your from your cap height, measure your able length and mark. Okay, for me to get a straight line, I will just measure from point 0 to my able length so that I can use it to get a straight line like this. Okay, I just want to get a straight line like this. I'll also do the same thing from my point 0 to the length of my sleeve so that I can get a straight line like this. Like this. So here is my sleeve length, the length of my sleeve, and this is my able. I told you to measure your wrist circumference. Mine is 9. So I'm going to mark 9. Then measure your able circumference. My able circumference is 11. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to mark 11 like so. Then I'll, with my straight ruler, I'll connect from my able to my sleeve length like so. Then I will use my curve. I'll use my curve and connect like so. Not too much curve, but a slight curve. Too much curve, a slight curve like this. Okay. One last thing you're going to do to cross check your bicep measurement. I told you to measure your bicep circumference. So we are going to cross check my bicep circumference. My bicep circumference is 12 inches. So I'm going to check if I have 12 inches on my paper or I have less or bigger than 12 inches. Okay. So I have measured what I have here. My bicep circumference is 12 inches, but I have 12 for 8. I have 12.05. This is what I have. You can leave it like this if you want to have some ease on your sleeve. It's okay, you can leave it like this. But if you don't want to have an ease on your sleeve, you want it to be your exact bicep circumference. What you're going to do is just to do a little adjustment here. Okay, like I don't want to have an ease, I just want it to be 12. Okay, mine is 12. I have excess of for 8. So I'm going to mark 12 here and just do a little adjustment. Just connect it, connect the line. We connect the line like this. Okay, we connect the line like this, and then from point 6, then just reconnect it like this. Okay, just a little adjustment. You can as well leave it like that if you want to have some ease, but assuming you don't want to have any ease, just do a little adjustment and then reconnect it. You will have your sleeve. Okay, thank you very much. We have come to the end of drafting our sleeve. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate you. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, just try and do so. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. God bless you. Till I come your way next time, keep enjoying yourself. Thank you very much. Bye.